The Hollow Voice. Chapter 1. The First Whisper. The woods surrounding Black Hollow had always been a place of eerie silence. Locals avoided the dense forest after dusk, whispering about the things that lurked beneath the gnarled branches. But for Sarah Calloway, the shortcut through the trees was the fastest way home after her late shift at the diner. That night, the air was thick with the scent of damp earth and rotting leaves. Her flashlight flickered as she walked, casting long, wavering shadows. Then she heard it, a voice. "Sarah, help me." It was her little brother, Tommy, but Tommy was safe at home, wasn't he? The voice came again, weak and trembling, just off the path ahead. "Sarah, please, I'm hurt." Her heart pounded. It sounded like him, every inflection, every breath. Against her better judgment, she stepped off the trail, pushing through the underbrush. "Tommy, where are you?" The voice grew closer, now coming from behind a thick oak. "Here, I'm here." She rounded the tree, her flashlight beam cutting through the darkness, and froze. There was no Tommy. Only a hunched, skeletal figure crouched in the dirt, its two long fingers digging into the earth. Its head snapped up, revealing a lipless mouth stretched into a grin, its throat pulsing as it spoke again, this time in her voice. "Sarah, come closer." She ran. Behind her, the forest erupted with voices, her mother, her friends, even her own screams, all calling her name, begging her to turn back. She didn't stop until she collapsed on her doorstep, her breath ragged. When she looked back, the woods were silent once more. But the next night, the voices returned, and this time they weren't just in the forest. Chapter 2. The Mimic's Feast. Sarah told no one what she'd seen. Who would believe her? But then others began to disappear. Old Man Harris vanished after insisting he'd heard his dead wife singing in the woods. A group of teens camping near Black Hollow were found days later, their throats torn out, their faces frozen in terror. The only clue, their own voices caught on a recorder, pleading with someone, or something, to stop. Sheriff Grady dismissed it as wild animal attacks, but Sarah knew better. The creature was hunting, learning new voices with every kill. Then it spoke to her again. She was in her kitchen when the radio crackled to life, playing her father's favorite song, a man who'd died years ago. Then his voice spilled from the static. "Sarah, why did you leave me in the dark?" Her blood turned to ice. The radio wasn't even plugged in. The mimic was evolving. No longer confined to the woods, it slithered into homes, into phones, into the very air. It learned, it hungered, and it was getting better at sounding human. Chapter 3. The Hollowing. The town descended into paranoia. Neighbors turned on each other, convinced loved ones were imposters. No one trusted their own ears anymore. Sarah, armed with a knife and a voice recorder, ventured back into the woods, determined to find the creature's lair. Deeper she went until she stumbled upon a cavern, its entrance lined with bones. Inside, the walls pulsed with a sickly, wet sound, and there, in the center, stood the mimic, no longer hiding. Its body shifted like melting wax, faces surfacing and sinking into its flesh. Tommy, her father, the missing teens, all screaming in unison. "Join us," it gurgled. She lunged, plunging the knife into its chest. Black ooze bubbled from the wound, and the voices shrieked, but it wasn't dead. It laughed, and then, from behind her, a new voice called out, her own. "Sarah, turn around." She did, and the last thing she heard was her own scream, echoing back at her, before the darkness swallowed her whole. Epilogue. The voices live on. Black Hollow is a ghost town now, but sometimes, if you listen closely, you'll hear them, the voices of the lost calling from the trees. And if you answer, they'll answer back. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and think I earned a like and subscribe, I would love that very much. Thanks for listening.